Well, as we all know, the price of paradise keeps going up, but tonight, finally, some good news for San Diego renters. They can feel a little more secure inside their homes. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes. The city's new pause on evictions for those who are up to date on their rent took effect today. It's all in an effort to keep San Diegans in their homes as inflation soars. CBS 8's Brian White breaks down what new rules are in place now and what they mean for both tenants and for landlords. Brian.
That's right. The no-fault eviction moratorium for the city of San Diego is now in effect, restricting the ability of landlords to evict tenants who are current on their rent and obeying the terms of their lease.
San Diego cannot afford one more person to enter into homelessness.
The new rules that went into effect Sunday prevent landlords from removing tenants for no-fault reasons. San Diego City Council President Sean Elo Rivera championed this measure.
Landlords know that if they do a bit of an upgrade, some minor renovations, they can jack up rent substantially.
Under the moratorium, if a landlord or family member wants to move into the unit, they need to provide the tenant with 90 days notice. If they want to take the property off the rental market, they now have to provide 6 months notice.
What we have done was ensure that there's fewer exceptions to the rules, and that when someone is going to be evicted, that they're given enough time to get their life together.
However, some say the moratorium is unnecessary.
And it feels a little bit like it's a solution looking for a problem.
Lucinda Lilly is president of the Southern California Rental Housing Association, which expressed opposition when the moratorium was approved by the San Diego City Council in April.
I don't think that it's been properly vetted. I don't think that there's any data that shows that it's necessary.
Elo Rivera points to research from the Legal Aid Society of San Diego. During a 7-month period, they received 1,400 requests for assistance with housing-related issues, and no-fault evictions made up 23% of those requests.
If you want to sell your property, that's your right. But you're going to give the tenant that's living in the home right now enough notice to get things together.
With a soaring cost of rent in San Diego, evicted tenants can be hard-pressed to find a new place to live. And laying down security deposit, first and last month's rent, can be a steep amount of cash to come up with on short notice.
We were estimating somewhere in the range of $6,000 to $8,000 that someone would have to come up with. And what if you've got kids? What if you're trying to keep your kids in the same school?
The no-fault eviction moratorium is set to expire September 30th. Or 60 days after the pandemic state of emergency ends, whichever comes first.
Brian, thank you. And it's important to note here that your rent still has to be paid in full.
Yes.
They're just saying they can't kick you out so they can do some upgrades and then raise the rent. And I have actually talked to seniors who were living in their car because it happened to them. The rent, they got kicked out for this remodel, and then the price went so high they couldn't afford it anymore.
Yeah, across all over California, I've talked to people who were moved out of their homes for things like that. So hopefully this is a fix to that homeless crisis we're suffering with.
Keep people in their homes. All right.